Right. Let's see. Angles of elevation and depression. So, is there anyone who can tell me in their own words what an angle of elevation and an angle of depression is? Sure, you can look there and read, but I was wondering if anyone wants to put it in the chat for us or wants to put their hand up. Monica's hand is up. Monica, go for it. Tell me, what is an angle of elevation and depression?
Hello, ma'am. My answer is angles of elevation and depression are measured in the vertical plane from the horizontal plane.
Oh, those are big words, Monica. Yeah, you are right. But our angle of elevation, so say I'm standing somewhere like this boy here. He is standing over here and he is looking up at this owl. Because he is looking up, and you were right about the horizontal plane, because we draw this horizontal line here, and then the angle of elevation is the angle that is made by looking up at the owl. Let me just get my pen working, and then I can highlight this over here. Whoops. My pen is not happy today. Doesn't seem to want to cooperate. There we go. Okay. And in turn, this owl is sitting over here and it is looking down at the boy over here. And that angle that is formed by looking down, that is called the angle of depression. Now, who of you have heard of angles of elevation and depression before? Just give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you have heard of angles of elevation and depression. You can give me a Zoom reaction or an emoji in the chat. Please go for it, everybody. Mevuyo says yes. If you haven't, it's fine. You can tell me. Okay, good stuff. Come on, I need some more emojis, please, everyone. We are 34 people in the class, so we should get. Okay, so Sia says not so much. Corinne, Poitamelo, Emmanuel. Okay. Haven't yet, ma'am. Okay. Okay, so a few of you haven't, so I'll quickly explain, but that is basically what it comes down to, that an angle of elevation has to do with looking up at something, and an angle of depression is if you are standing at a height and you're looking down at something, then that angle that forms is called the angle of elevation. Now, interestingly enough, because we are working with these horizontal planes, it's always in relation to this horizontal line over here and this one over here. Those lines are actually parallel. And where have you guys seen this Z shape with parallel lines before? Who knows what those angles are called? You can put it in the chat if you know. This Z shape with the angles and the parallel lines, is it ringing a bell for anyone? Can anyone? Alternate angles, there we go. Okay, we're a bit rusty on our geometry, but okay. Thanks for trying, everyone. Yes, so those are alternate angles. Yes. And what do you remember about alternate angles? Alternate angles are equal. So an angle of elevation and an angle of depression are equal. Okay, so they are equal because they are on parallel lines and they form the Z shape, which are alternate. Okay, so there's a bit more. Another example, this this girl over here is standing watching the bird, and this is her line of sight, and that's the angle of elevation. And at the same time, she is looking down at the seal over here, and that's angle of depression. Right. Okay, let's do an example with this girl looking at the seal. And we are going to use trigonometry to solve problems of angles and solve problems with angles of elevation and the depression. Okay, so Kayla is standing at the top of a cliff. And by the way, don't be scared to take a screenshot of what it is that we are doing if you need a little bit more time. And if you want to highlight important things along the way, you can do that too. Okay, so she's standing at the top of the cliff. She looks down and spots a seal in the water. The angle of depression is 43 degrees and the seal is 20 meters below her. How far away is the seal from the base of the cliff? Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, who wants to venture an answer? Where are we going to start with this? And think back on what we did about what we did on Tuesday. We were solving right angle triangles, but now we have more of a real world situation where our right angle triangle and the sides that we are solving for has to do with our angles of elevation and depression. That's right, Portia, we are going to use trig ratios. So the first thing we've got to realize is that this angle of depression looking down at the seal is going to be the same as this angle of elevation from the seal looking down and looking up at Kayla. Okay, so that's the first thing we do. And then this height is the 20 meters. So if we want to find the distance, how far is the seal from the base of the cliff, we're going to have to solve for A. So which trig ratio are we going to use? Portia, you said we're going to use trig ratios. Anyone want to tell us? Tan. Kutla Hana says tan. Tonalweta says tan. Yes, I agree. We are going to use tan. Okay, so what I would like for you to do now is to solve this problem. I agree, Mr. Shungwe, very much on fire. So to solve this problem, you have a minute. I'll check back in with you at 18:16. Then we're going to see, hold your answers for now. Don't post answers yet. In about a minute or so, we're going to check in and you can check your answer then. Right, off you go. 18:16, we check back. Yes, Tandalwetu, 2 decimal places. Okay, Emmanuel, I hope you can see that. Okay, right, everyone, we are back. So tan of 43 is 20 over the adjacent side, the distance from the cliff that we want to find of the seal. So to solve for A, tan of 43 is equal to 20, and then A is 20 over tan of 43. And grab your calculator for this, tan 43, and that is going to give me 21,45. Okay, so if you worked it out and you got that, please give me a thumbs up in the chat if that's what you got when you worked it out. We did tan of 43 degrees. Thanks, Sandesile. Yes, good stuff. Let's see some more emojis. Portia and Isa and Klanu and Lady, everyone, well done. Excellent. Okay, so we are ready for another one. Let's do this one as well. This time, Sinako, I want you to make sure you know where you are going wrong. And by the way, guys, we picked up just now in our other class, grade 10 class, that maybe your calculator is not in the right mode. Okay, so you have to check that your calculator is in degrees mode. And if it's not in degrees mode, how do you know if it is? There's a capital letter D showing on the screen. And if it's not in degrees mode, you need to reset it. Okay, so if you are having trouble with your calculator, you can also pop a message to Mr. Shongwe. Hey, Mr. Shongwe, are you there?
Definitely here. Just sending how we can do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. Right, everyone. So here's our next question. Chauffeur standing on the ground at the air show looking up at a red stunt plane. And the angle of elevation to the plane is 39 degrees. And the distance between chauffeur and the plane is 2,3 kilometers. The angle of elevation of the plane is 39 degrees. Okay, so calculate the distance between the plane and chauffeur. So I want you to tell me first, before we start, which side are we going to solve for? Are we going to solve for the opposite side or the hypotenuse side? Portia says we're going to use cos. Tanglewetu says H. Yes, I agree with Corinne and everyone else who says, yes, we are going to solve for H. That is correct. Well done. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to check back in 2 minutes' time at 18:21. Yeah, everybody memorize those steps to reset your calculator. Jot them down. It is critical. Otherwise, all your answers are wrong. As soon as you're ready with your answer for H, post it in the chat. Let's see, what is everyone getting? $2.96. Wonderful. If you've rounded to 2 decimal places, it's not a problem. Don't worry, it does say 1 decimal place, but it is okay if you've now done it with 2 decimal places. Not a problem. We can leave it like that. I'll do mine to 2 decimal places as well. So, yeah, Mr. Shongwe says about rounding carefully, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Okay. So cos 39 degrees is 2.3 over h. So then h cos 39 is 2,3, and then h is 2,3 over cos 39. Okay, right, wonderful, everyone. It looks like we are, oh, I was very short. Oh, that's 2,96. And if you round to one decimal place, then it is 3. Yeah, for sure you're right, that's 3. Okay, well done, everyone. Right, let's see. Let's see our next problem, a little bit more interesting. So a block of flats is 200 meters away from a cell phone tower. Someone stands at B. Yes, Sinako 3 is right. Someone stands at B. They measure the angle from B to the top of the tower to be 34 degrees, the angle of elevation. Then they measure the angle from B to the bottom of the tower C to be 62. What is the height of the cell phone tower correct to the nearest meter? Okay, so where are we going to start with this? I'm going to give you just another 20 seconds to read the question carefully and to study the diagram, just to wrap your head around the question. And then I want to know if anyone has a plan. What do you think we should do? What should be our plan here? Because we want the height of the cell phone tower. Just to be clear, the cell phone tower is EC. Monica, are we using, sorry, Sandesile says, are we using the top triangle? I think we are going to use the top triangle, but the cell phone tower is the whole distance of EC. Yeah, EC is the cell phone tower. Thanks, Mr. Shongwe. Monica, what do you think? You've got your hand up.
Ma'am, I was saying we're going to use the top triangle because the distance from D to B is the same distance from A to C.
Okay, so let's start by filling that information in. So this is 200. Yes, that is right. So,
and then,
yeah.
We're going to calculate D and E, meaning we're going to use 10.
Okay, and then?
Because, okay, and then it's going, ma'am, we're going to say 10, 34 equals to
But
ED.
after we've calculated the length of DE, what will we do next? Which length are we going to calculate next?
DC.
DC, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Monica. Okay,
Yeah.
how do we find the 200 meters? Tandalwetu is asking. It's because the cell phone tower, Tandalwetu, is at 90 degrees. All of these angles are 90 degrees. So this distance, the 200 meters, will be the same as the top distance of BD, also 200 meters, because it's the cell phone tower is straight up. It's not like bending skew so that the top part is further away from the building than the bottom. Okay, it's standing up straight, so the top part is as far from the building as the bottom part is. Okay, makes sense. Good stuff. Also, that's right, Mr. Shongwe, thanks for that. It's a rectangle, so the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Okay, so we're going to start by finding the length of DE. You can also start by finding the length of DC. it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And I think someone mentioned that they wanted to find the height of the block of flats first. That's fine too, because AB will be the same distance as DC. AB is equal to DC. Okay, so I love how you all are thinking of different ways of doing this. So that's really great. So does that mean that C is 62 degrees? Again, wonderful. Good observation. Yes, that is going to be 62 degrees. So you can use AB. You can use that to find what AB is, and then AB is equal to DC. Okay. So let me give you 3 minutes to work on this problem, and then we'll check back in at 12:30. Okay, if any of you are stuck, don't know where to start, let us know. We want everyone to be able to participate and solve the problem. Okay, so we've got an answer so far for AB. Well done, Sandisile. Keep going. Let's see if you can find ED as well, and then the full height of the tower. Excellent work, everyone. Good stuff. We've got a few answers already. I'm going to give it 1 more minute just so that everyone can have a proper go at the question. It is a relatively longer question, so let's give some more time for it. You think so, Tandalwaiter? We'll finish exams. Yes, look at that. On fire. Okay, well done, everyone. So we are, whichever one you started with first, doesn't matter. But we can say, if we want to start with ED first, that is tan of 34 is ED over 200. Then we're going to cross multiply and get ED equal to 200 times 34. And I think it's okay if I just write down what that is. 134,9. Yeah. Just don't round to a whole number. Please round just to 2 decimal places as you are used to. Right, then tan of 62 we can use to work out AB. So tan 62 is AB over 200. Then we times again by the 200 and the tan 62, and then AB is 376,15. Add the two together, because AB, let me just write that rather, AB is equal to DC. And also remember now, this 90-degree angle is there because the tower is vertical. So that's why angle DCA is 90, and angle ACB is 62 because of the angle of elevation and the angle of depression being equal. But AB is equal to DC, so we can add ED plus DC, and we'll get, it was 511,05. Okay. Right, well done, everyone. That was quite a thing we had to do there, but you handled it beautifully. What are B and C called? I think just be a bit more specific, please, Tandalwaiter. B and C. So angle DAC and angle ACB, if you name your angles properly, those are alternate, yes. Okay, so just make sure that you use the proper notation to name your angles. Thanks, Mavuyo. Okay, so let's carry on to our next question. Now, we're not always so lucky for them to provide us with a diagram, and sometimes there are only words. So we have to become skilled at reading the question and then solving the question, drawing our own diagram. Okay, so I want you to just read the first question, and then we are going to see if we can draw our own diagram for it. Okay, so I'm going to read it out loud now, and then you can have a moment to read it on your own. Right, so Sammy stands on level ground 75 meters away from a castle that has a flag flying from the top of it. Sammy looks at the top of the flag at an angle of elevation of 18 degrees. How high above Sammy's eye level is the top of the flag? Okay, so I'm going to keep quiet for a second, and then you read, and when you are done reading, post this emoji for me when you are done reading. Okay, excellent. So as soon as you are done reading, I now want you to try and draw a diagram of the situation. And I'm going to give you like a minute to do that. And then we're going to check if our diagrams are right. Okay, so let the artist in you come out. Don't go overboard though. You only need a small little diagram of the situation. You don't have to draw detailed castles and the color of Sammy's eyes and all of that stuff. You can just draw little stick figures. That's fine. Okay, so make a diagram of the situation just like we had in the previous two questions. See if you can make a representation of the situation. In about 30 seconds, we'll check back and then we'll see how your diagram compares. Okay, so let's see how your diagram's looking. So first of all, let's start with Sammy. She stands at ground, on level ground, 75 meters away from a castle that has a flag flying from the top of it. Sammy looks at the top of the flag at an angle of elevation of 18 degrees. So here's Sammy. You can start with that. And here's this castle with the flag. And it says here that Sammy is 75 meters away from the castle. So this distance is going to be 75 meters. And the angle of elevation is 18 degrees, I believe. Yeah. And that will always make a 90-degree angle if we're working with a horizontal and a vertical. And Sammy is looking up. So we are looking for the height of the castle. Okay, so we can say that this is the hypotenuse, the adjacent, and the opposite. I first want to know how everyone's diagrams turned out. How does it compare? I would actually love to be drawing a rectangle as a castle. I would actually love to see all your sketches. But I wish there was a way that you could just take a pic. Nice, Mavoyo, you say you're strong. Just slightly different. Okay. Good stuff. Excellent. Hey, Tandalito. You're mine.
I'm just sitting here wondering how was Tandolech's one?
Look, mine isn't great either, Mr. Shongwe, I must say. But yeah, it'll do the trick. Okay, so we've got the important stuff there, which is the 18 degrees and the 75. So what I would like for you to now do is to solve for the height of the flag. Okay, so to the point from the top of the flag. So we are going to solve for the opposite side. So let's do that. And as soon as you're done, post your answer in the chat. Yes, indeed, we're using tan, Mivuyo. That's right.
Nice one.
Excellent.
The answers are coming in numbers now. It's good.
Yeah.
I like the touch of units, Monica and Portia.
Yes. Detail. It's good. Okay, excellent. Well done, everyone.